The news that no one wanted to hear. Elaine Thompson here, as of now, will not be competing at the Jamaican National Trials at the ending of June. Yes, registration closed at 11:59 p.m. on June 15. And Elaine Thompson here name was not on the list of athletes that will be competing. So this is not a shocker to most person. But even though Elaine has not competed since 2025, we all wanted to see Elaine's name on that roster. At least it would give us some form of hope that the double Olympic champion, the fastest woman alive, will return back to the track, because she had an awful season last year where it was an Olympic year and she was to defend her titles, the 100 and 200 meters, and due to injury, she was not able to compete at the trials either, to even compete for a spot. And now it's a world championship year. We're hoping that Elaine would be back on track, because we heard that she switched coach. She was training with Ronaldo Walcott, who owns the Elite Track Club. She switched coach earlier this year, and she went to Florida, basically. We have not yet heard of the coach nor the track club that she's training with, but we just heard that she's in Florida and she's training there. There were some sources that basically stated that they spotted her training with Marvin Bracey, but not much concrete evidence to go on with that. So Elaine's basically training camp or coach is basically unknown at this point. But with all that said, and being that she has not competed since 2025, we all were hoping that, hey, she will return at the national trials, even though we know normally athletes try to do 1 or 2 races before the national trials. And at one point, they were even trying to push back the national trials because of Grand Slam track. But Grand Slam track has ended their season also, so there won't be any more Grand Slam track. But during that period of time, there was going to be a Grand Slam track that would have basically clashed with the national trials, because some Jamaican athletes would have been contracted to compete at the Grand Slam track. But the Grand Slam track basically announced that they have canceled the remaining slams for 2025. So basically, there won't be any clashes in regards to Grand Slam track. So I guess many were hoping that the trials could be pushed back to July. That would give athletes more time to get into shape, because the World Championship won't be until the beginning of September. But the Draytriers, they stood firm and they kept the same date, which would have been the final week of June. That's when the trials will be going down. Registration for the trials would have ended on the 15th of June. So Elaine Thompson here was not registered. So basically, she will not compete at the Jamaican National Trials, which means she will not get a chance to go to the World Championships in Tokyo in September. That doesn't mean that we won't see her any at all on the track this season, because of course you have Diamond Leagues, you have Continental Tour, you do have other meets around the world, but we're hoping that she could have made that team to the World Championships, or at least to compete at the national trials. But that won't be for Elaine. Not sure if the season is completely done for her, but we hope that she can bounce back, even though we know the type of injury that she has, basically a career-ending injury. But there was one point where the injury was being managed properly, but due to financial issues, they had to part ways. But yeah, that's the whole issue with Elaine at the moment. But just hoping that we'll be able to see her before the season and possibly run a meet or 2, so she can start preparing for 2026. But yeah, that's the update on Elaine at the moment. Very sad that we won't see her at the national trials, but we know her situation and we wish her the best, basically.